If you are thinking of moving to the greater Phoenix area, you've undoubtedly at least looked into the Southeast Valley. But if you don't live here, you might not know what the Southeast Valley encompasses. This is going to be cities like Chandler, Gilbert, parts of Mesa, and also Queen Creek, Santan Valley, and Apache Junction. And there's even a little part of town called Ahwatukee. This is all the Southeast Valley. And I also forgot the city of Maricopa. It's a very large area. And there is one city, it's actually a town, that keeps popping up in any of the top rated news stories for the nation. Moving Place has ranked the town of Queen Creek number 6 in the country. 6 top destinations in the country of where people are moving. Queen Creek has been in the news not just 1 year, 2 years, more like 5 to 7 years. So a lot has happened in that short period of time, and we just got more news that's going to make Queen Creek even more desirable. So I'm going to talk real quickly about my favorite 4 communities, brand new communities in this top destination suburb of the greater Phoenix area. So don't go anywhere. And then we're going to talk about the great news about how or what is going to change the town of Queen Creek and the Southeast Valley forever. Actually, I'm going to jump straight to the great news. And that is the town of Queen Creek is actually now getting a freeway. If you haven't heard, they are going to be putting in State Route 505, which we already have a 101, a 202, a 303. Don't know what happened to the 404, but the 505 is going to be cutting through the town of Queen Creek and not only servicing this area, but it is going to open access to the 100,000 residents that live south of Queen Creek in Santan Valley, which is really what's causing the bottleneck. So let me just say, while we're in the middle of waiting for this freeway to open, which is going to be within a 10-year period of time, I know that's a ways away, but there's smart places to buy in the Queen Creek area and new construction, which is I know what the majority of you out there are looking for. People are looking for an area that is going to show potential growth and not be riddled to death with construction for the next 10 to 20 years. If that is in your line of what you're looking for, this is the video for you. And these are the top 4 communities that I would recommend when thinking about buying in the greater Phoenix area. Now, I also am not talking about investment. I'm talking about owner occupied, where you want to move into an area that has great medical, okay? Already there, whether you're talking about urgent cares, emergency centers, hospital groups, medical plans, all the different choices for all ages, including aesthetics and dentistry and everything else in between. Queen Creek either already has it in there or it is right outside of the boundaries, and that's going to be right in the town of Gilbert. Queen Creek is right next to Gilbert and Mesa. So you got to remember, just because it doesn't have the same city address, it doesn't mean that it's not nearby. The second thing, especially when you're raising families, is schools. Schools are so important. And let me tell you, although Gilbert may be known for their really good schools, if you're thinking of great schools, you're going to be thinking of either Chandler, which is just 2 cities over, or the town of Queen Creek. The town of Queen Creek, whether you're looking at the public school system, the charter school system, or the tuition-free and even private school system, we are talking about top-rated 10 out of 10 schools. Kids come from all over the Southeast Valley into Queen Creek schools. These are top-rated schools with great programs, academic and also athletic programs. And if you also have any special needs, there are not only specialty schools, but the amount of programs that are available in the schools in the town of Queen Creek exceed the majority of anywhere else you'll get in the valley. Now let's jump into the communities, because not all communities, in my opinion, are created equal. Master plan doesn't necessarily mean they're the best ones either. There's different communities for different reasons, and that's why I'm going to break down the top 4, and I'm going to tell you why. Coming in at number 1 is going to be Barney Farms. Now, Barney Farms done a video on that. In fact, you know what? Here is a QR code. All you got to do is click on this little link below. It's going to take you right over to my website. If you go over to the website and you click on my map, Go to Queen Creek, and it's going to show you all the really long videos that I've done on all of these communities. And if Queen Creek's not right for you, or it's not the right price point, you can click around on the map and you can go into some neighboring sittings. Barney Farms, they started building this about 4 years ago, so it's still relatively new. I'd say they're about right in the middle of being done, so there's still a lot of room for appreciation. And right now, at the time of this video, there are some amazing incentives, and their Meadows series starts in the mid 500s. This is such a great entry level for this community. Fulton Homes is a local builder that really puts a lot of pride and trust and commitment to the community and their quality of homes. In fact, most of the people that work for Fulton Homes have been there for like 20, 30, 40 years. They are part of the family, and they are committed to your success, your happiness, your pleasure in owning a Fulton home. Fulton communities really are above and beyond, in my opinion. We're talking about this particular community has endless amount of water frontage, also areas to walk your dog. There's going to be inside trails within the community. There is a clubhouse, which right now they even have live music on the weekends, which is kind of fun, like dueling pianos. They have an amazing playground. They also have pickleball courts. If you're a pickleball fan, there's a lot going on, especially in this area. Also, the community pools are over the top. Amazing splash pad for the kids. And again, this community is, in my opinion, there are low price communities. Those are going to be different builders. You're not going to find that. Fulton here in the greater Phoenix area puts out a quality product. So if you just buy in Barney Farms, you know that you're always going to have kind of that name. Beautiful trees, very well maintained, moderate HOA, like I said, lake community. It also has the fountains. And if you're really looking for something a little bit different, that's why I really like this particular community. I also like the proximity. The best part of the proximity for this particular community, in my opinion, is right down the road from Queen Creek's amazing new park called Frontier Park. Now, Frontier Park has a lot of things to offer Queen Creek residents. It has a huge lake again. It has splash pads. It has baseball fields. Darn it, is that you calling me because we have, you would like to work with us? That's what you need to do. You just need to give us a call, shoot us a text, or you could just click right here on this QR code and it'll get you right to the website, and we'll connect and we can set that up for a one-on-one buyer consultation via Zoom. Super easy, guys, by the way. But this particular park has all kinds of things, including an amazing community pool. It has a lap pool, it has a lazy river, and it has a huge fun place for Queen Creek residents. I know that I'm enunciating that quite a bit because you have to be a Queen Creek resident to get into this pool. It's a very kind of a big thing, just to let you know. If you live in Santan, you cannot access the pool unless you're a guest, and you have to pay for it, and you have to be with a Queen Creek resident. Okay, I've gone on long enough about that. Let's go to community number 2. And I'll tell you again, location is really important. This 505 that I'll be talking about a little bit later on the video, I'm going to show you where it's going to be going through Queen Creek, will service. It'll get people off of the streets in Queen Creek. But you want to really be strategic again where you buy in Queen Creek. Love Barney Farms. And now I want to talk about Legato West. Now, Legato West is located right outside of the Gilbert boundaries. So this is going to be closer in, and which you will also have in the distance is Santan Regional Mountain Park. The mountain views over this way are absolutely to die for. This particular community, Legato West, is actually comprised of 2 different builders. I love what both builders are offering. If you're looking for something a little bit more, see, I wouldn't say affordable because both of these are going to be luxury. Realty Homes is the first one. Those are going to be in the mid to high 5s. And then David Weekley, those are going to be right at 1 million. So although you can get into a reasonable price at Legato West, it's going to be an elevated community. In fact, right next door is $1 million homes, or should I say multi-million-dollar homes. You're just a few minutes away, like I said, from Santan Mountains Regional regional park. You can do all kinds of hikes and bikes and camping, and there's stargazing. And if you're looking for real outdoor kind of feel, this part of Queen Creek really reminds me of, again, kind of what Queen Creek was all about before it really started getting built up. And it still is getting built up. And let me tell you, Queen Creek at some point will be landlocked. And so people that own property in Queen Creek, in my opinion, are going to be the lucky ones in 10 years when we look back. So again, this is a great investment. Again, Pulte, their floor plans that they chose for Legato West, I think are over the top. And so being next to brand new $1 million and resale multi-million dollar homes with cows, horses, and pickleball courts, being able to get in, again, in that $500,000, $600,000, $700,000 price point is super affordable and something you're going to want to consider. Now, my next community I want to talk about is what I love. Some of the homes do have some mountain views, but what I love about this one, and it's called Ellsworth Ranch. Ellsworth Ranch is much closer to the town. So if you are looking for community parks, there is a community pool and there is some great common areas. What I love about this particular location is if you are looking for, I wouldn't call it a golf cart community, but if you are looking for, if you know what a side-by-side is or a razor, this part of town, very country, very outdoor. People love to congregate and get to know their neighbors. You're just going to love that about Queen Creek. So you will see a lot of people cruising around town in their side-by-sides. So if you live in Ellsworth Ranch and you have a side-by-side and you need to go run up and get some dinner, or you want to go stop off at the brewery, or there's a whole new little downtown area. In fact, a couple years ago, I did a video. A friend of mine purchased some land. They're going to be opening some restaurants and creating this downtown Queen Creek. They bought the land about 2.5 years ago. Again, click on my map here and it'll bring you to that old video. They just broke ground. See, these kind of things take time, but we are going to see more and more. We already have breweries in the town of Queen Creek. We have restaurants, we have pizza places, we have great Mexican food, we have taco places, we have festivals. We also have one of the cutest, best Christmas parades ever. If you are into equestrian, whether you're English or Western rider, there is a rodeo ground over here. In fact, not too far away from here too is an amazing area for the kids, Pecan Lake Entertainment Center. Now, some people might call it pecan. I don't know, which one are you, pecan or pecan? Anyways, my point is this, is that this part of Queen Creek will always be in high demand. You're super close to all the shopping. You're super close to the main roads. This is going to be right off of Ellsworth. That is a main thorough road for the town of Queen Creek. You're going to be relatively close to Schnepp's Farms, which one of the great things about being kind of in this area of the Phoenix Valley, it actually kind of goes through Gilbert a little bit of Southeast Mesa, and then also Queen Creek is this amazing. Once upon a time, there was all these beautiful farms, and I'm talking about fresh vegetables. And so a lot of these farms, although many of them have sold off quite a bit of their land, they have still retained a lot of their natural beauty. I call them retail farms now. And these are areas where you can, more specifically Schnepp's Farms, you can go and have brunch there. That you can also, children can check with the animals around the fall time frame. They have a pumpkin patch. They also have, they used to have a corn maze. I don't know if they still have that anymore, but there's all kinds of events that go on in Schnepp Farms throughout the course, especially in the fall time frame. That's really kind of when that whole farming thing kind of comes together. Also, just down the road from this particular community, Ellsworth Ranch, is also the olive mill. The olive mill is absolutely amazing. It is so charming. I'm telling you, there is nothing about desert when you're in Queen Creek. I mean, occasionally you'll see the big swirls, but if you are thinking green, if you're thinking pastures, if you're thinking farm, if you are thinking trees, if you're thinking shade, if you're thinking sidewalks, oh, I haven't even told you, there is a huge trail system through the town of Queen Creek called the Queen Creek Trail. And I'm telling you, you don't feel like you're in the desert. This is probably the least desert part of the entire greater Phoenix area is right here where I'm talking about. And Ellsworth Ranch kind of puts you right smack in the dab middle of absolutely everything. Back to my Hoboken entertainment. There is so much to do for kids in this area. Not only are we talking about great schools, and we talked about a little bit of the athletic programs that they have, the academic programs, but the social and community amenities and activities that this community provides for all its residents. It's nonstop and it is year round. Pecan Lake Entertainment, I don't care what age your kid is, and even if you have kids, the parents are having just as much fun. This is a part of Phoenix when families really get to know each other. Talk about areas that have no walls, no borders, no separation. I'm telling you, it is the biggest congregation of amazing families, and has an extremely large percentage of households with school-aged children. So this is an area, if you're thinking, I want my children to be in social part of the valley where everybody comes together, whether it's parks or special events or amazing playgrounds. Again, Pecan Lake Entertainment. There's also Fat Cats. Oh my gosh, did I tell you about Santan Flats? I just can't stop talking enough about this couple of communities that I'm talking about in Queen Creek. I have one more to share with you. This one I particularly like because RV garages are a super hot trend. And I know once upon a time you could get RV garages for like $500 or $600. And let me tell you, those homeowners are dancing a jig because you just can't get RV homes on this side of town for that price anymore. But the fact that you can get a brand new construction close in, so you're not super far out, in the $700 price point, I love Light Sky Ranch. Now, Light Sky Ranch is just on the other side of Frontier Park, so you have access to that, but it's also super close to grocery and Costco and all the other shopping that you're looking for, whether you're looking for gyms or you're looking for medical care or if you're looking for coffee shops. I love the location of Light Sky Ranch and Richmond American, their RV garage homes. I'm telling you, the days are numbered that you can buy an RV garage this close in to everything at this price point. I'm telling you, like I said, the days are limited. And I feel like now is a great time if you are trying to get an RV garage to get in, because I don't think these national builders, especially because of the building material costs have gone up so much, that we're going to see a whole lot more of them this close in to all the shopping, the dining, the entertainment, the activities, the great schools, the medical, the freeway. Let's get to 505. Let me show you real quickly where the 505, and here's what I wanted to say. If we go back once upon a time in the greater Phoenix area and we look at how Chandler exploded and then it just kind of bled over into Gilbert. Gilbert wasn't as desirable at that time. I'm talking right around year 2000, 2005, because it was not near a freeway. You had to drive on a freeway to get to Chandler, and then you had to drive 15, 20 minutes to get to Gilbert. That's what's happening in Queen Creek right now, okay? And then to make it worse in Queen Creek is everybody that lives in Santan Valley and further south, they're cutting through Queen Creek. That makes it tough. That's by far the biggest negative living in Queen Creek right now is the traffic. So you want to keep yourself as close to possible as that freeway. Once the freeway in Gilbert opened up, that 202, holy moly, the values just shot up like crazy. Gilbert was super. It was one of the most prosperous towns in the country, all because of one change: a freeway, accessibility. And from that freeway, you have first it's housing, then it's freeway, and then come commercial, then you come services, then you have the schools, then you have the shopping, etc. So Queen Creek already has the housing. We're waiting for that freeway, and when that freeway comes in, the 505, it's going to take the majority of the Santan Valley residents out of the town of Queen Creek, and it's going to open up those roads, and the people that own a home in the town of Queen Creek are going to be celebrating. So if you guys are thinking, I don't care what part of the valley you are thinking of, we are the #1 relocation team, because our job isn't just to find you the right house, it's about the right area. And we talk about what's happening today We don't necessarily go too far in advance because until we see that dirt being moved, it can change. They've been talking about this 505 for, gosh, almost 10 years. I've kind of mentioned it the last couple of years, but it just got approved. They actually gave it a name. It was called the North-South Bound something or other, and they finally gave it a 505. We know it's going to happen, and so now I can't wait to share more about it with you. All right, guys, all you got to do is click right here, right on this QR code, my buddy, my friend. Mwah. We want to hear from you. Give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email. Days, nights, or weekends, we got your back when moving to Phoenix, Arizona.